Did the college football playoff expansion save the sport, or is it just a cash grab disguised as progress? Tonight, Notre Dame and Ohio State compete for the national championship under the new 12-team playoff format. Let's dive into whether this system is a game changer or a game ruiner. Welcome to Game Talk Nation. I'm CJ, and today we're tackling one of the biggest shifts in college football history with the move to a 12-team playoff format. Here's how the new system works. The top 4 conference champions get byes into the quarterfinals. Teams ranked 5 through 12 compete in the first round, with games hosted on campus. From there, it's a single elimination tournament, leading to the national championship. This new format introduces more teams, more games, and arguably more chaos. It's designed to give more programs a chance at the title, but not everyone's convinced it's the right move. Let's start with the good. One of the most obvious benefits is inclusivity. Under the old 4-team format, powerhouse programs like Alabama, Georgia, and Clemson often dominated, leaving little room for other deserving teams. This year, programs like Notre Dame were given a shot to prove their worth. Tulane, for example, became the first group of 5 teams to win a playoff game, shocking everyone by defeating Michigan in the first round. That kind of Cinderella story just wasn't possible before. And let's not ignore the economic benefits. More games mean more revenue, not just for the schools, but for the local businesses, broadcasters, and even the NCAA itself. ESPN reportedly paid an additional $450 million for the expanded playoff rights. That's money that can be reinvested into college sports programs nationwide. But not everybody's on board. One of the biggest criticisms of the 12-team playoff is that it diminishes the importance of the regular season. Think about it. Under the old system, every game mattered. If you lost a key rivalry game, your playoff hopes could be over. The stakes were sky high every single week. Now, teams can afford to lose a game or two and still make the playoffs. Look at Ohio State. They lost to Michigan, but are still competing for a national championship tonight. So does that mean rivalry games like Michigan versus Ohio State, Auburn versus Alabama, or USC versus Notre Dame lose their significance? Critics argue that it does, and honestly, I agree. Part of what made college football so unique was that every Saturday felt like a playoff game. Another major concern is player fatigue and injury risks. With the expanded format, teams that don't earn a first-round bye could end up playing 16 or 17 games in a season. That's NFL-level workload for players who aren't getting paid like NFL athletes. This raises ethical questions. Are we putting young athletes at unnecessary risk just to squeeze out a few extra dollars? Critics of the system argue that while the games generate millions, the players bear the physical and mental toll without direct financial benefit. Looking ahead, this expansion could fundamentally change the landscape of college football. On one hand, it levels the playing field by giving more programs access to the spotlight. On the other hand, it risks turning college football into a mini NFL where regular seasons don't carry the same emotional weight. Here's a controversial take. I think the 12-team playoff might eventually lead to the decline of smaller programs. Why? Because the focus will shift even more toward elite teams and conferences. The group of 5 programs might get the occasional invite, but let's be real. The money and attention will still funnel to the Power 5. Long term, this could widen the gap between the haves and the have-nots in college football. Now, let's bring this back to tonight's game. Notre Dame versus Ohio State. This matchup showcases both the promise and the pitfalls of the new system. Notre Dame entered the playoff as the 10th seed, defying odds to make it to the championship. Ohio State, the 3rd seed, rebounded from a devastating loss to Michigan to fight their way back to the title game. Under the old system, neither team might have had this opportunity. While that's exciting, it also raises the question, are we rewarding inconsistency? Does losing a rivalry game matter less now that you can still make the playoffs? So here's where I stand. The 12-team playoff is a double-edged sword. It's great for fans who love more football, more storylines, and more drama. But I worry about what it costs, literally and figuratively. We risk losing the magic of college football's high-stakes regular season, and we risk putting players in harm's way for the sake of profit. We also risk creating a system where only the richest programs truly thrive. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the beginning of a golden era for college football. Only time will tell. What do you think? Is the 12-team playoff a win for college football, or does it compromise the heart of the sport? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get the debate started. If you want more in-depth analysis and hot takes, subscribe to Game Talk Nation on YouTube and follow us on all major social media platforms. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Until next time, keep talking sports.